Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome back. I am here today to actually do a finale for a project that I have never filmed on this channel. It is the Dude You Panned My Battleship project. And I did this project last year with Verity at Red Dirt and Stardust. It was a project that was created by Kooky Pans on Instagram, as well as Paula at A Beauty Guru made me do it. And it's an amazing, fun project. The premise of this project was to pick a palette, and I chose this Lorac palette. It is the Shine Bright palette, and have a partner, and Verity chose a palette as well. And what we did is I took a look at Verity's palette and I placed battleships on her palette. I did a two pan, 3-pan, and a 4-pan battleship. And she did the same on mine. And our goal is to hit pan on our palette and try to sync each other's battleships. Now, Paula has done videos for her project on her channel. I did all of my updates for this project on Instagram. However, Verity and I decided to go ahead and do a finale video on YouTube because we're actually finished with this project. And I actually sunk all of her battleships. However, it got very, very close because towards the end, Verity was like right up on my heels. She had sunk the 3-pan battleship and the 4-pan battleship. So she was working on the 2-pan battleship. And I think she had just hit pan on one of those 2 pans left. So she was like right on my heels. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So she was right on my heels, and I had 1 pan left that I had been working on for at least 3 months, and it was taking me forever to hit pan on. And I finally hit pan on it a week ago. I think it was a week ago. So we're finally able to kind of finish this project, and it was so much fun. I mean, I will say the cool thing about this project was, I got so much use out of this palette. Like, I never would have picked this as a palette to pan, and I hit pan on so many shadows in here. So here, I'm gonna put the picture up here. This is what the palette looked like when it was brand spanking new. So it was, literally, I had never used it before. It was untouched. I think it looks like I probably swatched a couple of shades, but I had never actually used any of the shadows. So it was brand new, and I was very excited to use this palette. Now, there were a couple of shades in there that were scary. The gold shadow looked scary to me. Like, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to hit pan on that. There were several dark mattes and like blue-green shimmers that I don't typically wear those colors. So again, those were going to be a little more challenging for me to hit pan on. I think at the beginning I kind of focused on the easier shadows for me. So that was a long-winded intro, and let me show you guys what the palette looks like now. So this is the way I ended this project. So as you can see, I hit pan on all but 2 shadows, and the 2 shadows I didn't hit pan on were the 2 shadows I didn't even touch, and they were this gold shade and this silver shade, and I don't even know what they're called. Gold Rush and Icicle. Yeah, I didn't touch those. And I realized at a certain point that I did not need to use either of these, so I just ignored them. It's like, they're not going to be either a 2 or 4 panner, or 2, 3, or 4 panner, so I just didn't work on them. And they were going to be hard shadows for me to use anyway. Now, this one I used quite a bit. I think this is Nectar. Yeah, Nectar I used quite a bit, and the reason why is I pulled this palette out whenever I needed certain shadows to complement my Pan That palette from last year, and so that's why Nectar looks really used. The rest of these are pretty much, most of these I would say I hit pan and then moved on. But I am looking at this now, and like this shade and this shade, it looks like I did use a bit more than just hitting pan on. But anyway, the shadow that took me forever to hit pan on was Azure. And this was an extremely packed, hard-pressed shadow. It's patchy, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and of course I saved it to last because it's not a color that I normally wear. I mean, I was able to hit pan on these two, but I can do shimmers a little bit easier than I can like this shade of a blue matte shadow. Even the satin blue, I was able to mix that a little bit easier with a burgundy shadow. Like last year I panned the Modern Renaissance palette, so I mixed this with like Love Letter or Venetian Red and got a nice purple out of it. But that Azure, it was impossible. The way that I ended up hitting pan on this, I'll show a picture over here of the look that I did. It ended up being like an all blue look. I ended up having to literally do an entire crease. Everything was just Azure, and that's the only way that I could hit pan on it because I was just mixing it with other shadows, but it was just going to take me forever to do that. And Verity was hot on my heels. I had to hit pan on this shadow in order to finish this. Ugh. Anyway, it was fun. I would absolutely do this project again. It was so much fun. The other thing that was really awesome is I got to know Verity. Like I didn't know her very well. I didn't know her at all before this project. And I had mentioned in, I think, Paula's original post that I really would love to do this project, and if anybody was interested in partnering up, that I would, love to do it. And Verity reached out and we ended up doing this project together. I was like, heck yes, I want to do this project with you. And I got to know her really well, and she's awesome. So the other, amazing thing about not only hitting pan in practically every shade in this palette is that I got to really get to know an amazing person. So that's really awesome. First of all, I want to thank Paula and Elizabeth at Cookie Pans for creating this project. And I want to thank Verity for joining me in this journey, year-long journey of panning our Battleship palettes. It's been a wild ride, and I had so much fun, and I'm just thankful to have a friend that kind of came about from doing this project. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, that is the finale for the Dude You Pan My Battleship project. If this is a project you have never done but are interested in doing, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. I will link Paula's channel down below, as well as Elizabeth's Instagram handle and account, as well as Verity's channel. Definitely check her out if you've never watched any of her videos. She is hysterical. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye! She had just hit pan on one of the two pan battle. So let me show you.